Hi, this is Roxana for Avid Diva, and today we are going to have a little chat with the caregivers of loved ones with Alzheimer's and other sorts of dementia. Now, before you say anything, yes, I know the last time I filmed a video in this channel, I had the same exact shirt. It is not the same day, and if you notice, the hair is not the same color, so it's not the same day. It just so happens that it's the shirt that matches the shorts that I'm wearing. And so I picked it up this morning and I put it on, and then I filmed a video for the other channel and I'm like, oh crap. So having put that out of the way and made myself laugh for a little while, I'm giving myself a challenge to make a video every day for the last 40 days of the year. Now, I might make a video, I might not show a video. This one is the last one for a little bit that I'm planning on filming in the house. One of the things that I got was a new computer because this one's beginning to give me a hard time, and the new computer is a completely new different system. This is a Windows-based computer. That is not. So I have to learn to use the new system. I also need to learn to use the new software because I've never used Apple software to film videos or anything like that. And the third thing is that my daughter and I decided that we're going to start doing videos outdoors to change the scenery because it's driving me crazy, and to see if that sparks new ideas and new topics of conversation, especially in the topic of Alzheimer's, because everything's been written, but not everything's been written in a way that makes sense to the average Joe. Now, as you know, I don't have a background in nursing or medicine, so to me this is all foreign language, and learning about sundowning and medications and conditions that might affect the sundowning and other dementia effects. Like, what was the last medicine? There was a medicine that she was getting for something. I think it was for the thyroid that directly impacts her dementia. I had no idea. And I'm sure somebody out there doesn't have an idea either. Or if you're starting on your journey with your loved one, I hope I can inspire you to take it head on, whether you have them living with you like I did in the beginning, or if you have them in a facility and you visit them. I want to be able to inspire you to keep doing it, and that's why I'm going to tackle a difficult topic today. Today's topic is what to do when they don't know you. And the reason why I decided to pick that topic today is because yesterday I decided to spend my birthday with my mother, and ironically, she knew what my name was the entire time. She did not know who I was. That was a combination of the most obnoxious, annoying, it was just, and you know, I'm already sentimental because it's the first birthday without my dad, and then she decides, she's like, well, if you're not my mother and you're not my sister, I guess you're an orphan. And I looked at her, and what I wanted to say, I wanted to wring her neck and say, yes, because you don't know who I am, and Pop's dead. But she doesn't know my dad's dead, even though she said goodbye to him because of the disease. So I didn't want to put her through all that. And that is exactly what I want to talk to you about. When people have a disease like this one, there's going to be a lot of things that they're going to do, and they're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to be funny. They're not being obnoxious. That's the disease. I had a conversation with somebody that was telling me that their loved one said that they loved them but didn't love them. And my immediate reaction as soon as I heard that, other than to comfort the pain of this person that had just heard, I don't love you that way, was, remember, you always have to remember this. When you start seeing the symptoms of Alzheimer's or dementia, they've had the disease for years. We just don't know about it. And doctors don't know about it either. They might be able to see something's wrong, but there's not a blood test you can do to figure out if somebody has dementia. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So there's going to be a lot of things that are weird about a person, and you're not going to know until you start seeing symptoms where this is coming from. Now, they're getting better in terms of doctors addressing the whole issue about when and how and whatnot. They are getting better to the point where I think sometimes they overdiagnose, and not overdiagnose the actual dementia, but like they scare you into some areas. In fact, no, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We also I also heard talked to somebody that their family member was diagnosed with dementia and they didn't have dementia. So we have to be really careful with what we do when we find this out. But if you already diagnose the loved one and you know the person has dementia, or the person is at the age that you know that they're going to start forgetting things and whatnot, one of the most painful and annoying things is when they don't remember you. Be it that they don't remember who you are, they don't remember your name, or they just don't remember you. Now, ironically, in my case, it's a double-edged sword because my mother does not believe in being rude to anybody. So, and there goes my dog. So, she might think she's being really sweet to me, but she's really sweet to everybody, which is why nobody wants to let her go out of their wards. And it's not, I know better. That's what I'm trying to say. Halfway through the day, she kept saying I was her mom and I was her sister. Halfway through the day, I don't know why it hit me. What's my name? And she goes, Roxana. And she knows that she has a daughter whose name is Roxana, but she just could not connect the daughter with me. So that was very heartbreaking. Now, you as a caregiver, how do you deal with this? It's very important. Number one, you cannot take it against them. You cannot possibly judge them based on that, because the truth of it is they don't know that they're doing anything bad. They don't any and it will surprise you how frustrating that is for them too. So once it is established that they don't know who you are, stop asking them. Yesterday I was obnoxious. I kept asking her. I tend normally, under normal circumstances, I asked her once. If she doesn't know, then I might ask her like half an hour later. And the reason for that is, if you ask her and you ask her again and you ask her again and you ask her again, like if in the 5 minute period you ask them 4 times, they're gonna get frustrated. So you don't want to do that. Now, if you want to go ahead and, who am I? They don't answer. Half an hour later you ask them again. That's different, because they won't remember what happened half an hour before. If they're in that stage. If they're in the first 2 stages, I wouldn't recommend it because they still remember most of what's going on. But if they're like, my mom's like either depending on the doctor I ask, she's on stage 5 or stage 6. She's pretty, as far as memories are concerned, she's pretty gone in short term, like the last 10 years. I realize that's not short term for most people, but for our speak, yes it is. My mother does remember. This is really ironic. Her parents died a long time ago. My brothers died less than 20 years ago. My father died this year. She doesn't know her parents are dead. She doesn't know my father's dead. But she knows her 2 sons are dead. So it is like, the easiest way I have to explain it to people is like when you have a computer disk and you scratch it. Just because you scratch a perfectly straight line doesn't mean that it took the same records and it messed up the same records. It might have messed up a record that you worked on this month, and the next record that it messed was from 2 years ago. But they're both corrupted now because you scratched the memory on your computer. The disk on your computer is what I'm trying to say. So keep that in mind. Number two, the second thing I would tell you is, apart from not taking it personal, don't let it get to you. I know that's hard, and trust me, I am telling you because I know exactly how hard it is. And I would like for you to take my advice and don't take it personally. I took it personally, and I basically almost ruined my entire birthday because I kept thinking about it. Eventually, I just said, you know what, it is what it is. It's the disease. I can't do anything about it. And I let it go. Not everybody does that, though. Some people hold on to that anger and that fear and that frustration and whatever you're feeling. First thing I want to tell you, all of those feelings are normal. Don't think that because you're angry at your loved one, that's you hate them or you're a bad person or whatever. You're not. It is frustrating because that person, the person you're looking at is your loved one, but the person inside is somebody else. And more important than that is the weird thing, because not until later in this whole situation is your loved one going to completely forget things. So they might forget today, and then tomorrow they might remember who you are. And then if you bring it up, they'll get mad at you because, what do you mean I don't know who you are? Of course I know who you are. You're my daughter, or you're my husband, or you're whatever. So just relax. Find a way, and I haven't found it yet, but find a way that you can take all that frustration and all that energy and channel it into something else. I think I'm going to go back to, that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to go back to drawing, because I can get all my aggressions out in my drawing. So, and I don't share it with people so they don't get scared. I would suggest you find something that you like to do, whether it's gardening. Gardening is great because you have to like rip roots of bad things and plant good things and whatnot and move things around, and it gets your blood going. Exercising to me is a great idea also. If you have a punching bag, we have a punching bag here, and you can just box a little bit. Anything that you can think of, sorry, anything that you can think of that will help you deal with that feeling, because it is a horrible feeling. I know how it feels. There are days that are easier than others. That's another thing. And it's going to depend on your own psyche when you see them. So just keep that in mind. Don't feel like you're a bad person. Don't think that you, and more importantly, don't abandon them because they don't remember you. Because even if they don't remember you, you remember them. And that's really important, that they have some sort of idea of who they used to be. The third thing I would tell you as far as this whole thing about not remembering is, I would write it down somewhere. Like if you have a calendar, agenda on your phone, whatever, write down the days that they do remember and the days they don't remember. And the reason why I tell you this is because you can see how the progression goes. In the case of my mother, she had, I want to say the first 6 months she was here, every time she would talk about a specific grandparent, a specific situation, and she would repeat it ad nauseum. Like, I would hear the same story 25 times, to the point where I know the story perfectly well right now. She would repeat it every day. Then she landed in the hospital. We brought her back home, and she didn't mention it for like 2 months. And before she ended up in the hospital this last time, she was mentioning it again. Now, I realize that's a specific memory, and that should be one of the last memories of hers to go, because it's so old. It's from when she was a little kid, and it was something that was really ingrained in her brain. Keep an eye on those changes, though, because that will tell you where your family member, your loved one is in terms of the disease. Now, keep in mind, I am not an expert. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have absolutely no medical, no nursing, no, I don't even know how to explain this, but I have absolutely no experience except for real life experience. And the reason why I share the information with you is because I know it's mind-boggling what we're going through. And I know it blows your mind. It also scares you a little bit that you might have it too, that you might get it too. So the more we share, and that's why this channel is more geared to caregivers, not just so you get whatever I learn on the journey, but also so that you learn whatever I learn on the journey to taking care of myself, so I don't get sick during this whole thing, because that's my biggest fear, that I'll be sick, me being her power of attorney and not being able to make decisions because I'm sick. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. And hopefully your loved one, if you're going to go on this journey of them forgetting, it doesn't happen yet. But just be prepared for when it happens so that it doesn't hurt us much. I'm giving you that bonus before I leave. When I found out that when she was diagnosed, fully diagnosed, with like a real doctor and everything else, I knew this was going to come. The only reason why it affected me more than usual is because it was my birthday. But normally when because she has moments when she forgets, normally when that happens, I am ready. So it doesn't bother me as much. There are going to be days when it's going to bother you no matter what. If you're prepared for what's coming, it won't hurt as much. Is all I'm trying to say. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or anything that you want me to find out about Alzheimer's or dementia, leave it in the comments below, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.